Guys, we have some amazing news about the upcoming patch in Etheria Restart. We actually have tons and tons of changes. I can say that this is the biggest update they've done so far. We're gonna go through tons of rebalancing and a lot of positive things. Actually, I've seen a lot of buffs, but the main and the most important thing, you've heard me talking about it multiple times. They will be bringing a different gear build system for PvP, which will not affect your PvE. Now, they haven't really went into depth to kind of like explain if it's gonna work for Summit Arena, Ether Arena, or it's just going to be for Ether Arena, as they've mentioned in one of their previous videos. I can't really remember how long ago they actually talked about it, but in that video they just talked about Ether Arena, nothing related to the actual live arena. But honestly, it would be good if they would bring it for all of the PvP game modes. And I think based on the patch notes, at least based on what they are saying in there, I think it will be for all of it, which is actually absolutely amazing, because that is one of the most annoying things in the game. That's one of the things that we were missing from the beginning, this quality of life update, and we're finally going to get it, which will 100% change the game a lot. Now, before we dive into the patch notes, guys, probably you are well aware that we are going to have a new summoning banner starting tomorrow or the day after, if I'm not mistaken. The day after, actually, not tomorrow. So I will be doing a giveaway, guys. I'm gonna give away a few different packs that will allow you to maybe have a chance to put your hand on the new characters. So I'll be giving away over 30 Apex summons, okay? All you gotta do is be a subscriber of the channel, and you will have to go over to this video right here and drop a comment. Let me know which one is your most favorite character in the game, or your most wanted character in the game. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the patch notes. So we have the new animus, but we're actually going to have two of them. And I like to see it that they are actually bringing SRs as well, not only SSRs, because so far we got a bunch of SSRs, but no new SR units. I feel like in order for the game to develop, we definitely need to have more SR units as well, just to basically have more diversity in the team comps and the strategies that we are using. So we already talked about Lilium. She seems to be pretty damn busted. I'm very curious to try her out, to see the damage output, because the rest of the kit is already really, really good. So it's pretty much all about the damage. Then we have the new SR Animus, Sun Shadow Nell. She will be a disorder character. Nell is a support Animus who provides both AoE vulnerable and speed buffs. Now, vulnerable, it might be a new type of debuff or buff, right? Based on the name of it, sounds more like a debuff. Maybe we have it in the game already, and I do not remember it, but I'm pretty sure it might be a new that one. So right here, we're going to have the summoning banner, right? This will start on the 31st, which should be exactly a couple of days, yeah? And it will last for 3 weeks. As they've mentioned, all of the banners from here on will be 3 weeks long, and never back-to-back the same type of banner, which is pretty good. Now, this is called the Tempest Nocturne, and I think the SR will be part of this banner as well. So you will have a chance to pick her from there if you really, really want her, okay? Of course, they're gonna bring in some skins, a bunch of different things as well. Now, there are actually some good updates too, and they're finally introducing the Mercy for the Grim Pursuit drop on shells. Inferno difficulty now features a guaranteed mythic quality shell drop after every 5 battles victories. You are guaranteed to receive 1 mythical quality shell. So now you do 10 runs, you're gonna get minimum 2 mythical shells, okay? Because I'm still seeing it on Reddit, guys. I'm not a Reddit person, so every now and then I'm just seeing notifications on my phone, and it's mainly related to Etheria Restart. Usually a lot of people complaining about everything, but I'm seeing a lot of screenshots with people just posting when they're just getting no mythicals out of 10 runs. They're not posting the screenshots when they're getting 5-6 mythicals in 10 runs, you know, just the other ones. But either way, now they cannot post that anymore, because they're gonna have 2 guaranteed in there. Then we're gonna have Anything Echoes stage 49 to 54 unlocked, together with the addition of the Henrich chapter storyline. So damn, this is actually climbing quite a bit. I've been slacking big time on it. Let me know how far you guys progressed onto it. New Amber track mechanic introduced, Frostbite. At the start of battle, one random enemies from your lineup will be afflicted with Frostmark. After 10 turns, a snowstorm will sweep across the battlefield. This new mechanic will be adopted in the next round of Amber track. So I guess it's like a thingy that you can pick like as a handicap, or it's just going to be automatically on all stages. If it is, it's definitely going to make it much harder. Then we have the Summit Arena Season 1 opening. Basically, that's going to start tomorrow, guys. At least for my server. I am on the global server. We're going to have new Arena loadout feature. A dedicated gear loadout system available exclusively in Arena Realm mode. So in the Arena Realm mode means all of them, right? So basically all of the game modes, which is amazing news. Now, I have been waiting for this for a long time. At the moment, I have been slacking in PvP, especially live arena, right? Because I constantly need to move gear, right? And it gets a bit frustrating to do it all the time. It's fine, you do it once, twice, 3 times, but then you're kind of like, oh my god, again. But now this will completely change it, and I'm super, super pumped that they are actually bringing this now in the game. The next thing that they've mentioned that they will be working on is basically have a gear preset for all of your dungeons. So you can just save your team right there directly with the build. So you just click on it, bang, you activate it. And that's going to be a massive quality of life update as well, whenever that will be released. Probably next patch or a couple of patches from now. You can create specialized competitive builds for your enemies based on team composition without affecting your regular PvE builds. Amazing. Then, battle rebalance adjustments, guys. We're gonna get to it in just a second. There's a lot of stuff in there, but first we're gonna quickly check some of these issue fixes battles, right? So they fixed something in the skill description of Celine. Basically, the final effect of healing mist should be applies Aqua Shield to all allies equal to 14%, not 12%. So they're kind of like small things like this. Description skills. I'm just quickly browsing to see if it's something like extremely important that's actually going to be a game changer for anything whatsoever. But it seems like they're more or less just kind of like descriptions. Some of them fixed an issue where enemies' Dyna damage boost effect was occasionally affected by other effects, sorry. Gameplay fixed an issue when using Eagle Eye near a treasure chest in Amber Track would cause abnormal behavior. Fixed an issue where encountering certain enemies for the first time in Archive would not unlock the respective entries. Fixed an incorrect faction description for Mizuki Makoto. Nothing really that is actually very important, right? Definitely not many of them. It's just like bugs, errors, and stuff like that. But either way, I just quickly wanted to check if we have something like super important. I just quickly browsed through it, so hopefully I haven't missed anything. But the important stuff is actually right here. So we are seeing quite a few buffs in here, which is actually really good. Following the conclusion of the first RTA season, we have made several balance adjustments based on the performance of hyperlinkers and the current overall strength of animuses. The details are as follows. We hope that in future seasons, all hyperlinkers will continue to share valuable feedback and suggestions regarding game balance. The development team will carefully listen to every player's voice. Let's work together to make Etheria an even more exciting world. Now, with this update, it's definitely going to be a more exciting world. The following changes, guys. Starting with SSR Scarlet Iron Veil Hellkit. So that's basically a buff on him. Basic speed increases from 111 to 117, which can reach 127 when upgraded to 6 stars. Crazy good, because now you can just make him the fastest in your team. Bang, that shield, which gives you the immunity to on your team, which will definitely cause a lot of issues on a lot of teams. Deals 3 hits of 100% 10 damage to all enemies. Grants all allies a Shroud Barrier equal to 300% of own attack instead of 240. So we got a buff right there too. Then Holden got a buff as well. On the first skill, deals 3 hits of damage to a single enemy. Each hit equal to 125% of his defense instead of 110. and has a 25% chance to inflict defense down for 1 turn. Then the passive, upon entering the battle, gains 12% counter rate and 6% final damage for every 500 defense, instead of the 5% and the 10% he had before. Then, Chloros. Chloros is getting a buff as well. Deals 480% damage to a single enemy, and its final damage permanently increases by 35% instead of the 25%, and up to a maximum increase of 105% instead of the 100%. Then, Rahu is getting a buff as well. I love seeing all of these buffs because these are good characters, but this will just make them better. Like, it's fairly hard to make the defense-based nukers hit pretty hard, and this might give them a bit of help. So Rahu now will deal damage to a single enemy equal to 380% of his own defense, with an 80% chance to inflict defense down. With the other skill, which is skill 3, he will deal damage to all enemies equaling 400% of his own defense instead of the 360. Then, Real Mocha is getting a buff too, which is actually pretty interesting. That will definitely be very helpful, not only for Doki Doki, but very helpful for PvP content and other content too. So for each HP the target has lost, the final damage increases by 1% instead of the 0.6. Then Real Mocha's first deals 3 hits of 200% damage, and that is with the skill 3 instead of the 180%. The first hit has a 100% chance to inflict stun now instead of the 75% chance. And after attacking, deals splash damage to all enemies. Nothing changed in there. But overall, everything else is much, much better in terms of multipliers. Then we have a buff on Fukio. I mean, a buff. It's kind of like changing something that did not make much sense. The 4th anima effect has been changed from effect accuracy to effect resistance. It seems like it might work better a bit on her anyway. Then we have Oboro. I still haven't used that SR unit. Let me know in the comments down below if you use the character. At the start of the turn, takes indirect damage equal to 100% of the applier's attack for bleeding, which is good. Then we have Grey, which actually has a higher multiplier from 120% goes up to 160% on skill 3. Really, really helpful for a lot of you guys that build him. Personally, I did not build him. I barely used him at all. I mainly used him in the beta. Then Chiaki. So Illusions, Reality, Chiaki. Origamis him skill 3. Chiaki folds numerous origamis to heal all allies, and grants 3 stacks of Origami Guardian to each target instead of 2 now. So that's a bit of a buff there too. Rin got a buff as well, and grants all allies defense up for 2 turns and a shield equal to 300% of her own defense. And the cooldown of this skill is reduced to a 3-turn cooldown instead of a 4-turn cooldown. Then we have Tsutomu. He got a bit of a buff as well. So the multiplier went from 160% to 200. Each hit has an 80% chance to steal a buff now instead of 60. And skill 3 from 240% went all the way up to 280%. Then Marvel. Oh, they buffed Marvel again. They reverted the nerf on Marvel again. His skill won't be on a 5-turn cooldown. Fully skilled on a 4. It will go down to a 3-turn cooldown, man. Amazing. Thank you, devs. That's very, very good, because as he is at the moment, he was not as powerful. And I feel like now we have plenty of different units. People try tons of different strategies. And having Marvel with a shorter cooldown is not going to be as impactful as it used to be initially in the beta, right? Because they kind of like took a lot of feedback from there. And that's much, much better. Really, really good. Then we have Mizuki Makoro. I still haven't really used the unit either. The base speed increased from 107 to 110, can reach 120 at 6 stars. The damage from skill 1 went all the way up to 360 instead of 300%. Then we have Sibyl, which is an R unit that got a buff. Okay. Sibyl is pretty good already, right? Deals 3 hits of 120% instead of 100% with the second skill. And with the third skill, 4 hits of 110% damage instead of 90, with a chance of 60% to land defense down. Actually, pretty damn good. Researcher number 41 got a buff too. Increases all allies turn meter by 25% instead of 20. And Kachi, the R unit, got a bit of a buff as well, where it has a 50% chance to inflict stun instead of 35. That's really, really good for an R unit, actually. Really good. But let's move on to talking about some shells. I know you're all freaking curious about Revelation. What is happening with that? Let me just see if I can increase a bit the text and put it up on the screen, because maybe I'm blocking something with the camera. I just realized that, so apologies. Basically, we all know that was freaking powerful in PvP. You can run it on a lot of characters that have multi-hits. Freya, Kazuya. I've been running her on Kazuya, and a beast. Not only that I'm putting the slumber, but hell, I'm doing damage too. So they will basically introduce a protection field effect in PvP. But it seems like in all of the PvP modes. Okay, so it will reduce the damage dealt by 30%. So that is a pretty significant nerf on it. It's 30%. In some cases, like if you're running it, for example, on a Messiah or a different unit like that, I still think that is going to be pretty impactful, right? Because it's a nerf of 30% rather than completely killing it. So it might not be as efficient on characters like, I don't know, like Kazuya, as I've mentioned, Freya. But it seems like potentially it could still be good on characters like Messiah, Yeli. But we have to test it, because 30% is, at the end of the day, almost a third of the damage that shell was doing. Then, Golden Lion actually got a bit of a buff. When the host animus uses skill 1 twice, increases the host's final damage by 8% instead, and effect accuracy by 15%. Maximum stack reduced from 8 to 5. Hyperlinkers accumulate stacks faster. So that's pretty good. I do not have one of these shells built yet. I'm in the process of doing one. I think I have it at level 39. But it's nice to see that. And now, general adjustment. All shell skills will no longer be considered skill 1. Any effects that target or interact with skill 1 will no longer apply to shell skills. I can't really recall what is being considered that from the top of my mind. But it seems like it's kind of like a fixture slash nerf to it. And then we have Kenai can no longer be triggered by damage from shells. Okay, so extra hits from shells will not be triggered on Kenai to boost the damage. That's pretty much it for these patch notes, guys. A lot of things happening, and it's nice to see that they are putting their foot on the gas and actually bringing in tons of changes. I'm super pumped for the change to the gear system for PvP and PvE. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching, and do not forget, if you want to enter the giveaway, guys, all you gotta do is be a subscriber, and make sure you guys drop a comment on this video right here. Lilium has an insane kit where we kind of like review the kit, because I'm gonna pick the winners from there. Let me know which one is your most favorite unit in the game or your most wanted. As usual, I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.